Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Jenna Flanagan. Prominent New York immigration activist Ravi Ragbir was taken into custody by Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials last month. His detainment during a routine check-in sparked protests outside Federal Plaza, resulting in 18 arrests, including 2 members of the New York City Council. Amid the public outcry and after being flown to a detention center in Florida where he faced deportation, a U.S. district judge stated that the arrest was unnecessarily cruel, ordering his release. Now back in New York, but still facing the risk of deportation, I'm pleased to welcome the executive director of the New Sanctuary Coalition, Ravi Ragbir, to the program, along with his wife, Amy Gottlieb, who's an immigration rights attorney. And we're also joined by Ravi's attorney, Alina Das, who co-directs the Immigrant Rights Clinic at the NYU School of Law. Welcome to all 3 of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Ravi, I want to start with you because this very much is your personal story. When you went to that check-in on January 11th, was there any indication that anything was different this time, or were you expecting just a routine check-in?
Since November 9th of 2016, things have changed dramatically for us personally and for the immigrant community. So we are never sure of what is going to happen, and we have had to be prepared always for the worst case scenario, hoping for the best, but always expecting the worst case. And this was particularly eventful day, very, very difficult day, because on January 3rd, they picked up John Montravel, the co-founder of the New Sanctuary Coalition. So it was a clear signal that something had changed. And going into that space, we were already very concerned and not sure what to expect.
So when the officials did decide to detain you, what was that reaction? What was your reaction to this sudden, like, actually, no, we're going to take you into custody and we're going to start processing you for deportation?
So I was, I'm surprised at what happened to me. I felt faint. Sorry, I started to sweat. My heart started to race. And I knew I was going to black out. In fact, I told my wife and Alina, my attorney, I said, I am going to pass out. And I'm surprised because I have been living this for 10 years, right? So it's nothing other than the fact that they now were acting on it, but they were acting it in such a very cruel manner that maybe that's why I passed out. But it was a shock.
Okay. Well, moving on from the shock for you, Amy, first of all, when did you find out that he was being detained?
I was in the room with Ravi at the check-in on January 11th. So as the immigration officer, the deportation officer, he told all 3 of us together that he was taking Ravi into custody, that he was no longer giving Ravi any time to pursue the legal challenges, and that this was the end of the road that he was taking him in. So I was right there at that same moment.
What was the demeanor or the tone like of the ICE official?
It was rough. He was very harsh. We were trying to reason with him, trying to have a conversation with him, and in fact got sort of more and more agitated the more we tried to talk with him, to ask him to reconsider the decision.
So once he was taken into custody and taken away in that ambulance, which is video that so many New Yorkers have seen now, but how long did it take for you to find out where he was?
So I was in the ambulance with Ravi, and when we got to Downtown Presbyterian Hospital, I was told that they were going to call me and tell me where he was going to be processed, and I assume that meant medically. We waited at that hospital for about an hour and then realized that he wasn't coming out, that they had taken him off to another hospital without notifying us. Through a lot of phone calls and advocacy, we were able to find out that they had taken him to Bellevue, although nobody called us to tell us that. We tried to go to Bellevue, but then we heard that he had already been taken away from Bellevue. And it wasn't until about maybe 9 p.m. that evening that he had been taken to Miami.
Alina, so as the legal representation, or providing the legal representation for Ravi, first of all, how has it been handling such a high-profile immigration case? And does this differ from the regular immigration cases, I guess would be a better question.
Well, as Ravi's shown through his own work, what he's going through is the same thing that thousands of people are going through in this country. And what Amy has had to go through is something that we see happening every day. And one of the beautiful things about what Ravi has done in his own case, we've been fighting his deportation for the last 10 years, has been to really make sure that it's used as a model for other people. So, we certainly walked into court as soon as this happened to try and fight what we felt was an unlawful detention. And we were very heartened to find out that the federal court judge did, in fact, rule that his detention was unlawful. And we hope that that decision, obviously, it has meant so much to all of us to have Ravi back in our community. But we also hope that that decision will help so many others who are being snatched out of their homes at check-ins without any reason, without any basis for something that is essentially an administrative process. And I think that's something that's important for America to really to consider, is that, what is the purpose that was served by Ravi's detention that day? It's taking him away from his family and his community. Why do we tolerate this in our country, to put a man in shackles in a prison uniform, to lock him in a cell for an immigration process, for something that's about paperwork?
Well, let me ask you, because going forward, there is another check-in, I believe, on
Saturday, February 10th.
February 10th.
It's not a check-in, it's a report to be deported.
Okay, so report to be deported. However, there's still a lot of moving pieces legally on behalf of this case. Can you just tell me about some of them?
Sure. So we have been pursuing a number of legal challenges for many years. Ravi is facing deportation. He came here as a green card holder. He's facing deportation because of a past criminal conviction. We have a challenge to that criminal conviction that we've been briefing, and it's been fully briefed. And so we have a hearing about whether that court will issue with a stay of removal pending its consideration of that case. That hearing is being held on Friday. So we found it highly problematic that ICE scheduled a deportation date for Saturday, a date where ICE offices are usually closed, courts are usually closed. Essentially, we feel like ICE is trying to block Ravi's access to the courts.
Ravi, I do want to ask you, given that you do have this deportation date coming up, going into this, what are you hoping for, and what are you prepared for?
I'm hoping to be able to stay here with my wife, so we can spend time, we can be together. I'm hoping to be able to sit with my attorney to talk about ways we can continue to help others. Also to sit with her after she has a baby, to have a drink, right? She is a friend. So I want to be part of the community. That's what I would hope for. What I'm prepared for is that we have seen how aggressive they have, the aggressive steps they have taken to get rid of me. So I am prepared for that. On Saturday when I walk in, I will not be back here. I will probably be on a plane, if not that night, very soon thereafter, maybe the next day or Monday for the latest.
Amy, as his wife, that's got to be incredibly difficult. No matter how many times you've heard that, that's got to be incredibly difficult to hear.
Yeah, and I still don't let myself believe it. People ask, are you prepared? Were you prepared on January 11th when he was detained? You can never prepare for something like this. Ravi is my world. Our lives are together. We're joint. We're together. We're together all the time. And to think that on Saturday they might just take him away, I can't let myself go there. Mm-hmm. I also kind of live with this sense of, this is my government, this is my country, and my faith has been shattered that we are a country that treats people with respect and with dignity. Ravi and I were at the State of the Union address, and we listened to our president talk about us being a nation of compassion, and a nation where we want to forge a bond of trust between citizens and their government. And I just thought to myself, this is the government that snatched my husband away, put him in handcuffs, and didn't tell me where he was when he needed medical attention. So it's devastating on so many levels, but I'm not letting myself imagine what Monday would be like if Ravi's not here.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank all three of you for joining us on the program. We hope to be able to be in contact with all of you regardless of what happens on Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.